I'm going to make a statement. That's about as good a team win as there's ever been. I mean, it's nice that DJ broke the record and all those sort of things, but this is a football team, and it's more about a team winning than it is him breaking the record. I mean, our offense moved the ball pretty well at times. They scored 26 points. Okay, so don't get fooled by the score. They threw an interception. We dropped a snap from center. So we can get much, much better on offense than we were tonight. The defense, if you look at the stats, it looks like the defense played terrible. But guess what? If they don't intercept 3 passes and cause a fumble, we don't have a chance to win. In the first half, all 3 turnovers turned into points. In the second half, we scored on defense, or one of those interceptions, we scored on defense. And when we fumbled the snap from center, they went 4 plays and they were out of there. And when we don't get the onside kick, the defense keeps them from scoring and we win. Okay? We don't win unless we return a kickoff 100 yards for a touchdown. So let's get the true story here now. This is truly a team win. Truly a team win. And we can play so much better than we did tonight. So you don't play worth a darn on either side of the ball. Now, we ran the ball well. I will admit that we ran the ball well. But you don't play real good on either side of the ball, and you win. So we can play a lot better than that, so we got a chance to be a really good football team. And I don't think it's anything special that we beat Cal. They're just the next one on the schedule. Shoot, we don't care where they come from. We got a hell of a game next week, too. Northern Illinois always wins at home. A couple years ago, they were in the Orange Bowl or something and almost beat Florida State. So guess what? We got them, too. They're not in a Power 5 conference, but guess what? They're really darn good. So you take them as they come. It doesn't matter who they are. You take it as they come, and you try to win those games. Now I'll answer questions.
Munson mentioned, especially after the onside, he's never been that stressed in his life. How was the coach?
I was probably stressed too, but I guess I've seen that happen many, many times. So you just go about your business and try to call the right defense to help the players execute and try to stop somebody. Now, I didn't call DeMonte intercepting a pass. I did call a blitz, and he had to throw it a little sooner than he wanted to, and DeMonte made a great play. But it has nothing to do with what I did. It's what the players did. I mean, I wish I could remember them all. There was about 15 plays in that game that were important to us winning. Maybe 20 plays in that game that were very important to us winning.
Mark, if you're a fan sitting at home or in the stands watching this, do you think this is just unbelievable football? This is kind of
I think the average fan loves that kind of game. I mean, the first weekend of college football, there was about 6 games like that. And I heard it was the best weekend of college football ever. Now, for a defensive guy, it makes me kind of sick to my stomach. But for the average fan watching the game, I'm sure they thought that was the greatest game. I think there was a lot of drama out there. There was a lot of excitement and a lot of drama. Babish tipped it, and Cam intercepted it. That was a great play. Great play. We had to make up for those 4 times they ran right by us like we were standing still. In the week, I told you they were fast. Guess what? They're fast. I think sometimes you hurt yourself by playing somebody that's slow. New Hampshire was slow. So the difference between what Cal was and New Hampshire was so dramatic that the first couple long passes, they ran by us like we were standing there and couldn't understand why they were that fast.
By the same token, your DBs fought for a lot of balls, too.
They did in the second half especially. They were in better coverage in the second half, and they knocked some balls away in the second half because I think they actually got used to the speed that they were playing against. And in the first half, I think they were shell-shocked about how fast those guys were.
What's your sense of context
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great. We all knew it was going to happen. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, anytime you do something that's that unique and break a record of a player that was that good, it's special. Now, I'll tell you who's really happy for him is the offensive lineman. And probably last year's offensive lineman and the offensive lineman the year before that and the offensive lineman the year before that. DJ's probably really happy, but he expected to break it. The offensive linemen, they'll be bragging about that when they're my age. No one will care, but they'll be bragging about it.
Is it even more special, Rocky, just with who DJ is? I mean, he's so humble. He's just such a good guy.
DJ is a good guy like about 90% of the guys on our team. I mean, I guess you don't believe me when I tell you that. Because I tell you all the time that last year's team was the most unselfish team I've ever been around. And this year's team is very similar. And you cannot be unselfish unless your star players are unselfish. Calvin Munson is unselfish. DeMonte Casey is unselfish. You have an unselfish football team if the best players on your team are unselfish, and DJ is a very unselfish young man. And that last touchdown is pure skill. Most guys would have never thought about reversing their field and outrunning everybody, but I'm glad he's on our team. I'm glad you recognize that. That's our style. We're going to be tougher than them. Tough guys don't call timeout. Tough guys play. Now, if you don't have the right defense in there or you don't have the right play called or the wrong personnel or something, you call timeout so you don't ruin it by someone doing the wrong thing. But if it's a matter of toughness, if we'd let them score at the end and it was because I didn't call a timeout, that's my fault. Not their fault, my fault. But we would talk about it tomorrow, or not tomorrow, that's their day off. We would talk about it Monday. We don't need no damn timeouts.
Rocky, you ran 8 plays on that final series. Did you mix it up much on them in those 8 plays?
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel in that situation like you're gambling more often than not? How are you processing it when it's all happening that fast?
Well, if you remember the game like I did, when we had a lead, a 10-point lead, we played very soft on defense. And I don't mean that physically we didn't play soft, but we rushed for and we played in zone coverages, hoping that they would throw one bad and we'd intercept it, or they'd throw it in front of us and we would tackle the guy and sooner or later they'd make a mistake and not score touchdowns. Well, when you have the game in the balance, you can't play the game like that. In my opinion, some people play the game like that, and some people win playing the game like that. In my opinion, is you don't be the guy hoping for them to make a mistake. When the game's on the line, you try to make a mistake. I mean, we in that last series of down, we blitzed 6 guys and played straight man coverage. There's not many people that would do that. And I've lost games because of that, too. But we also made them throw it bad, too, and we intercepted it. So thanks to DeMonte being a really good player. Well, I hope they're having a great time without doing something stupid tonight. I hope they're having fun and enjoying the win. And I really believe that, and I hope I'm right, that this ain't no bigger than last week's. This game ain't no bigger than next week's. I mean, we expect to win. We expect to win. Whoever you put out there, we expect to win. I can remember a nail-biter last year. The championship game was a nail-biter. It just wasn't so many points.
Anything else, Coach? Does it help? Obviously, the championship game last year, the second to the last game before the bowl. Does it
help that you guys have this kind of nail-biter game this early in the season?
I think it might help. I'll tell you what helps is 40,000 people in the stands yelling and screaming for the home team. Now, people don't think that matters. It gives your team some energy, and it makes it hard on the other team to change plays. Nobody realizes how important that is. But having 40,000 people and probably 38,000 of them were screaming for us or something, I mean, that really helps. People don't realize how much that helps. I mean, you get tired and you hear the crowd going crazy, guess what? You get some energy from the crowd. You're not playing as tired anymore because there's other people there wanting you to do good. So I appreciate the crowd tonight too. I thought most of them were for us, and I thought they were into the game, and I thought they were very energetic and helped us win the game.